So it's always been my dream to travel the world and meet new people. And while I haven't seen much of the world, the two trips I've taken outside of the country have both been life-altering experiences. My trip to the Ukraine in 2016 is a whole other story for a different time. But today I'll be discussing my most recent trip, which has been my favorite trip, which was to Iceland in August of last year, what I did out there and why it was so special to me. So, I was gifted flight benefits as a graduation gift for graduating community college. So I really had my pick of where I wanted to go for relatively cheap, what ended up being like $230 round trip, which is pretty great. So I picked Iceland on a whim, and 10 hours later, there I was. Real gloomy when I landed, but was so excited to be there. And I was a little apprehensive about traveling by myself, but literally the first day couldn't have gone any better. Went up to the bar there and kind of sat and soaked in the room to see how people, socialize out there. Ended up meeting two lovely ladies who were sports fanatics, turned out to be, and we hit it off really well. And they invited me out on the night with them, and we went dancing. It was so much fun. They played reggaeton out there randomly, which I thought was funny. But it ended up going so great for me that I ended up meeting one of the girls the next day, and she drove me around the city after we went to go see Barbie. And it was really the same thing every day. Like, met a couple the next day who were there vacationing for their anniversary, went out drinking with them. Same thing the next morning, met a girl who was just traveling over to Greenland, and she was there for a few hours, just wanted to go see a museum and a church, and tagged along with her, and she was lovely company. And then second to last day, met another friend group, and they were just hopping bar to bar, frozen bars, a library bar that was like a library during the day, bar at night, playing all the cheesy pop hits, the Queen, the Grease soundtrack, Journey, those kind of things. And it was so much fun. Every day was like quite an adventure, and everyone was so receptive and kind. It was quite shocking. It was a little expensive out there, but that's just what it is when you travel. And then the last day was pretty much what made the whole trip special, outside of meeting so many wonderful people, was I got to talk or write to my family and friends, just, my thoughts and feelings about them and how much I love them and care for them and those things of that nature. And it was really great to take the time to write, because it's not necessarily something I do. That's not really who I am, like writing notes kind of person. So it was really great. And then just ended out with meeting one more person who was such a sweetheart, so nice and so kind, and had a quick chat, and there I was back home. So in conclusion, I've discussed my favorite trip, which was to Iceland, what I did out there and why it was so special to me, and my travels, just something I can add to my life stories that I love to share, and I hope to travel more someday. Thanks.